Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Thoroughbred Underdog, and this is Dog's Day for Saturday, June 21st, 2025. So, the first thing I want to do is start off with something that I forgot to mention last week, or maybe even the week before last now, but certainly this past week. It was announced by Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes that they are expecting twins. So congratulations to them. I'm sure they'll never hear this, but I think that's pretty cool. What I find kind of crazy is that those are Rob Van Dam's first children. Because Rob Van Dam was married before to a woman named Sonia for many a years prior to he being with Katie Forbes, and these are his first kids. So, you know, it's crazy when you find out some wrestlers don't have any kids at all or didn't have any kids before they died. You know, or they're having kids late in life. But the cool thing about it is that they're going to get the best and most mature and wisest versions of Rob Van Dam, because the guys are very knowledgeable, and very philosophical. And I'm a big philosophy fan. So I like hearing what other people think and why they feel the way they feel about things. So they're going to be very intellectual and maybe very arcane, because Rob Van Dam is a very deep and philosophical dude. I know he's going to teach those kids very well, him and Katie. So I think that's pretty dope that they're having twins, and congratulations to them for that. Now, I do want to start off by asking you all a question. You can answer in the comments. My question to you all is, will any of you be joining Matt Riddle's OnlyFans? Yes, Matt Riddle is going the way of Mandy Rose and now Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, and starting his own OnlyFans. I won't be joining because I'm a heterosexual man, but yeah, for those of you all who are interested, Matt Riddle will be having an OnlyFans. I don't know when it starts. I just saw it on Instagram, and I don't really even know what to say about that. I figure you guys would be interested to hear that, because it's kind of funny. Matt Riddle is just a character. He is truly the person that he is in the ring. Like, he's just a funny dude, man. So yeah, Matt Riddle has OnlyFans. I will not be linking it to it because, again. But anyway, found that hilarious. So let's get into it, guys. So some of the things I'll be posting links to, and I know I'm going to post them because I actually have the notes here to do it. When I have the notes on what I want to link, that's usually when I actually do put the links in the comments and descriptions. But there's a video. You all know Sheamus has his Celtic Warrior Workouts channel on YouTube here. And this past week, I think he has Stephanie Vacquer on, Stephanie Vacquer on, and she taught him how to twerk. It's a hilarious video because Stephanie is just a very charismatic young lady, and that makes people gravitate towards her. I mean, she's already a very attractive woman, right? But when you got personality and humorous charm to yourself, that makes people gravitate towards you more. And just every time she's on camera in these interviews and, you know, in ring even, you know, out of character or what have you, she just makes people like her more, you know. Fans like likable people. So she's teaching Sheamus how to twerk and showing her more comedic side. And fans already love her. You know, she's marketable. And then she's got the Devil's Kiss move, which everybody pops for. And she's got a great look. And I think this already added another 100,000 fans to it because it's just a funny video. But it's going to be a lot of Stephanie Vacquer in this video or this recording, because she was kind of all over the place this week. On Monday Night Raw, she was a part of a match which in essence had a dream match inside of the match. It was very meta. She was a part of one of the King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring qualifying matches. It was a Fatal 4-Way. And it was her versus Asuka versus Raquel Rodriguez. And quite honestly, I forget who else was in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. But there was a part in the match where she was about to give someone else the devil's kiss, and Raquel interfered. And it turned into Raquel getting the devil's kiss put on her outside on the apron. I'm like, yeah, that needs to be in the next WWE game. I always look at these matches and I'm like, man, the first thing I'm thinking about is, wow, how are they going to do this moveset of certain characters in the game, like Mr. Iguana and freaking Orange Cassidy, which, in hindsight, AEW did a really good job of getting those moves in there for Orange Cassidy with his fingers and his hands in his pockets. And, wow, that'd be cool to see in the game. Like, for the longest, I was like, how are they going to do a Bianca's hair braid? You know what I mean? But they did. They got it in there. So now they need to add the devil's kiss from the apron in the game. It's like, how are you going to do it? You're going to have to bring back apron moves, because I know they took out the apron moves from the game. Like, Undertaker's leg drop from the apron, Big E's, like, splash from the apron and stuff like that. It took out a lot of moves. So now I think that'd be a good way to bring him back. But she did that, and then not only that, they had Asuka in the match, and we had a brief interaction with her and Asuka in the match. And Asuka ended up winning, so she's going to go on in the Queen of the Ring tournament. In fact, on SmackDown, she defeated Alexa Bliss. So she's going to the semifinals, I believe. But man, I really want to see Julia versus Asuka, because I feel like they're kind of like a mirror match. You can see a lot of Julia's presentation borrowed from Asuka. But her versus Stephanie Vacquer, I'll take that shit too. I'll take her versus Stephanie Vacquer. I keep searching up her name. But going on more with Stephanie, there was a viral clip of, because I think it was actually when Nikki Bella was on Raw, and we're not getting the match between her and Liv anymore because of something else I'm going to speak on that happened on Raw. I think she accidentally pronounced Stephanie Vacquer's name as Stephanie Vacquer. And it was this past week, they had Stephanie come on and kind of playfully correct her on it. And even Brie was like, how do you mispronounce that last name? Like, you're half Mexican. So she was giving her sister shit about the name, and then Stephanie Vacquer came on and said, it's pronounced Vacquer. And, they were joking about it and whatnot. And again, it just showed off Stephanie's charisma. But that's a lot of Stephanie for this week. Her correcting the Bellas, more so Nikki, on how to pronounce the last name, her surname, Vacquer. And the Sheamus twerking video, her teaching Sheamus how to do it. If New Day couldn't get him to do it, you can't get him to do it, Stephanie. And the cool devil's kiss from the apron that she performed on Raquel Rodriguez. As if she couldn't top the one she gave to Rhea in the Queen in the Money in the Bank match. She did it here. So that's all the Stephanie news for this week. And I'm going to link all those videos. Other things I'm going to link you all to is on NXT. Let's do an order here. So let's go back to Raw. We're going to start with Raw. The only things noteworthy I have to speak on Raw were the, match, the qualifying match. But also, let me see. What happened on Raw? All right, because I don't have these things memorized in my head. So, Jey Uso defeated Rusev, Sheamus, and Bronson Reed. All right. It was help from LA Knight, Penta, and Sami Zayn. So Jay went on. He defeated those guys. It was all fatal four-way qualifying matches for the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring stuff. And my problem with the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring, more so the Kings, is that it was all main eventers. And this King of the Ring. Remember when we would have like Money in the Banks? When they first started becoming pay-per-views, and there was like a certain thing to them where I think one of them was all people that had the championship before 1 year. And then another one was all people that didn't have it for the most part. This King of the Ring was, to me, like just too many main eventers. Like Jay's in it, Randy Orton's in it, Cody's in it. It's like, it's supposed to be for people that are on the come up. You know what I mean? The mid-carders, the evolutionary tournament. It's not for people that already have a name and have already gotten numerous main eventers, you know what I mean, and championship, contender people. Like Randy Orton's a multi-time champion. He doesn't really need to win in the King of the Ring. But, it is what it is. Jay advanced. And when Asuka had the match, it was also Ivy Nile that I'm seeing now. I think she was actually about to give the Stephanie Vacquer was giving a devil's kiss to Ivy Nile, and that's where Raquel interrupted it. That was Asuka's return match. What was cool about it is they gave her back her old thing. Some people like You Can Hide, but I like the future. In fact, even on 2K25 on PC, I got it on Steam, I changed her thing from You Can Hide to the future. That's Asuka's thing. And sometimes they get it right with this music like we go find out more on NXT later, but sometimes they get it right, like they'll go and change a person's thing back to the one that people fucked with, and then every now and then they'll fuck it up and they'll do what they did to Jordan Grace, more on that later, and fuck it up and Death Rebel somebody. Like they had Sheamus, they gave him Lobster Head back, and that was cool. But then they went and gave him some generic Death Rebel bullshit. So it's like, but they did it right with Asuka here. They gave her the future back, and then she's back with the face paint. She's a baby face again. My only thing about it is that they gave her a weak-ass finisher again. Like, Asuka is like a Cesaro. She can win a match like a Cesaro, like a Gunther. She can win a match with different moves, right? She doesn't have one set finisher. She's somebody that you will definitely utilize all five finisher slots with on 2K25, right? She could beat you with the buzzsaw kick, the spinning roundhouse kick. She could beat you with the Oscar lock, which is the, crossface chicken wing, which they kind of watered it down because instead of her having a forearm around your neck, she has, like, her hand under your chin. I'm not a fan of that. But she could beat you with that. She could beat you with when she first started, using the face paint kind of look again, she was using a butterfly, kind of like the wings of Saturn. But what do they have her come back and win a match with? A running butt bump, like her one count move. Similarly to the move that Jada Parker uses on NXT. I can't stand that move as a finisher. You know what I mean? If you took it away from Naomi to give her something more effective, I think Naomi right now is using, what is she using as a finisher? Because Naomi has multiple finishers too. She has like the RVD spring-legged moonsault. She had the Slay Omission. She had the, I think she had like the leg DDT. But I think right now I forget what Naomi's using as a finisher. I just know she's not using the damn rear view anymore. Because it wasn't a move you could take seriously. You know what I'm saying? And now they got Asuka basically using it to an opponent while they're in the seated position or like a kneeling position. Get rid of that fucking finisher. Let's give Asuka something more effective. Anyway, what you also need to see, I'm going to actually write this down for Raw. Go see AJ Styles' fucking Styles Clash counter of the Devil Within that JD McDonough uses. So JD McDonough has this finisher where you'll be on the ground and he kind of does like a pull up. He pulls you up from the ground into like a Saito suplex, and it's called the Devil Within, right? It's way better than that other move he had where it's kind of like it looks kind of like a inverted like Celtic, I ain't gonna say Celtic cross, but like the move Sheamus does, like white noise. Way better than that. It just looks all convoluted. The Devil Within is basically like a pull back from the opponent being on the ground into a Saito suplex. AJ Styles countered it because they had a match. AJ's feuding with Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. He did it to him, and he like gave him like when like he pulled him up, AJ like put him in like a side headlock and countered into him, and then rolled over to his legs and gave him a Styles Clash, won the match. It is an amazing counter. Like AJ, one of the things that makes him great is the way he could get you in that damn Styles Clash, similarly to like the way Kurt Angle used to always get you out of nowhere with that damn ankle lock. Like some of the best wrestlers, one of the traits and characteristics that make them one of the best is that they know how to counter your moves into their finisher multiple different ways and different like positions. Like Randy Orton with the RKO. Earlier than that, DDP with the diamond cutter. Kurt Angle with the ankle lock. Cesaro with the European uppercut. That is one of the excellent things that make a wrestler, one of the best. Albeit AJ is kind of lower in my greatest of all times list. He's in my top 10, definitely. But because he has hurt people with the Styles Clash, I put him a little bit lower. But when it comes to when he does it right in the multiple ways, like he could get you in it, like there's that one. There's the one he did to, I think Mustafa Ali one time. There was a triple threat match and Mustafa Ali hit somebody with a 450 and they rolled over right into a Styles Clash. Then there's the one he did where he slingshot Ricochet against the third rope, and the Ricochet bounced, and then his leg just bounced right into a Styles Clash. The way AJ could hit that move to you out of nowhere is just chef's kiss. This one, though, was really nice. Like, it reminds you, like, when you say stuff like I said, where AJ Styles is washed, and then you see stuff like that, it shows you glimpses why, okay, that's why he's one of the best of his generation. Right there. That Styles Clash right there. So, AJ still got it when he wants to. I guess he's kind of like a Orton Okada situation where it really depends on the person he's working with, or if he just really respects the person. He'll give you a really good match. He'll give you his best. And that's the thing about Orton, Brock, Okada's, like, when they really want to, they can remind you why they're one of the best out there. They really can, depending on who they're working with. And JD's a good worker in of himself. I mean, he's a great wrestler. He's good at match construction. And when I say work, I'm talking about, like I said, I hate saying worker. I still habitually say it because I don't feel like that's something for me as a fan to be able to say. I feel like the people that could say a person's a good worker are the people that actually work behind the scenes and could say this person knows how to construct a match. We don't know how to construct a match, so we gotta say wrestler. But JD McDonough is Jordan Devlin, whatever you want to say, is a very good wrestler, very underrated. If you don't think he's a good wrestler, go see his work in NXT UK. Guy can fucking work. And I think AJ saw that in him and was like, look, I'm going to give you a good-ass match tonight. And AJ reminded us, like, maybe I'm not washed like you say I am. It's just AJ has this thing. He has had this thing in WWE after, like, 2017 where his matches where we expect them to be really good were not as good as we thought they would be. Like with Logan Paul, like with Kevin Owens, like with Sami Zayn. You were expecting, like, New Japan type matches. But he didn't give it to him. So, I still say his best WrestleMania match was was with Shane. Like, even the match with Edge a couple of years back, it wasn't as good as it should have been. But he had a really good one with Finn. He had some really good ones with Seth. So AJ, depending on who he's working with, he can show me and remind me, like, hey, he's still that AJ Styles that made me a fan. Even though he's not doing fucking spinal taps and shit like that like he used to in 2004 and 2005, what have you. He doesn't have to, you know. So that's what makes AJ one of the best. He can adapt. Grounded, like solid technical submission with a little hybrid AJ is still one of the best AJ Styles to ever do it. But continuing with Raw, with the things that kind of piqued my interest and didn't pique my interest, I'm gonna tell you my rose and my thorn. I got two thorns. I think I already spoke on the roses. The AJ and Asuka return and us kind of getting a glimpse of what her and Stephanie Vacquer would look like in a match. Two roses, and I hate that this particular wrestler was involved in now two injuries. Liv Morgan had a match with Kyrie, and I swear I don't want to put Kyrie up there with Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello and fucking Shotzi. But this is the second match where we've had Kyrie involved and somebody got injured. And I don't want to blame Kyrie. Shit happens. But the first time Kyrie is involved in a match where somebody got injured, we had, unfortunately, what happened with Zoe Starks and the missile dropkick, and Kyrie not being alert enough to take the dropkick, and that's what happened with Zoe Starks. You know, we're creatures of habit, right? She's trying to do a move. Her leg is like instinctively, I'm going to land since I'm not able to do what I have to do. And that's how she got her ACL torn. Now in this match, Liv Morgan suffered an injury to her shoulder. And I think this one was more on Liv. It's just an unfortunate thing where she's in a match with Kyrie, and now people are going to pile on Kyrie, say she's not safe and she doesn't know what she's doing. And admittedly, since Kyrie has come back, she's had a lot of ring rust and sloppy moments. But there was, I guess, like an arm wringer or like a drop toe hold that she delivered to Liv, and Liv kind of like overshot her shoulder and she injured it. Now she's going to be out for a while. And it sucks because I won't even say it's a rumor. I'll say it's a trumor because it's very plausible that now Evolution 2, a lot of it, or a major part of it, is now in shambles because Liv is a major star. And I started to like Liv a lot more doing the Judgment Day thing, like I've spoken about in the previous videos. Like, I feel like Judgment Day got a lot of people over and made a lot of people open their eyes to a lot of talent and become a lot of, you know, fans of a lot of the talent in there. I think everybody improved and got over from Judgment Day. So Judgment Day kind of made me like Liv. Like, there was a part of me that wanted to like Liv when she won Money in the Bank, and she was kind of doing what Shotzi should have been doing, which was the like Daredevil Extreme, I'm in love with extreme hardcore matches thing. I feel like that belonged to Shotzi. That could have gotten her over. Which I think that's what she'll end up doing in AEW when she goes. She'll be like the hardcore chick, because that's what she's doing right now. She's in GCW and on the indies having these hardcore matches, return to form kind of thing. I'm like, why did y'all give that to Liv? That was perfect for Shotzi. But anyway, I started to like her a little bit there, but I wasn't all in. And then when she joined Judgment Day and she had like the meme where she's in the audience with the Daisy Dukes on, that's like, yeah, this is when I'm starting to like Liv. And they even got a figure of her coming out with the Dom shirt on, and the head sculpt could be better. But she comes to like the world heavyweight championship, the women's world championship. I'm like, I'm going to buy that figure because that, to me, is Liv at the height of her popularity. But now she gets injured, and it sucks. She's going to be out for probably 6 months. And she's going to miss SummerSlam. She's probably not going to be back until damn near the Rumble, which at that point, they'll probably give her the... I mean, I'm sure they don't know the winner of the Rumble this early. Hey, who knows what they know. But they'll probably give her the comeback Royal Rumble win for next year. Since same thing they did with Charlotte this year. Which I don't mind, because I don't think Liv's won it yet. Yeah. Liv hasn't won it yet. It was Asuka, I think Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, Ronda, Rhea, Bailey, and then Charlotte. So yeah, Liv hasn't won it yet. And quite frankly, with the people that we've had winning already, why not have had her win next year anyway? Between her and Roxy. But Roxy's super young. Like, Roxy could win any year within the next 10 years. Shit, some people want her to win this year. She's a prodigy for a reason. That girl can freaking wrestle. So, if not her, I thought it would have been Liv or her anyway next year. Because, you know, it's not really a lot of people. I'm tired of multi-winners. So, yeah, we need somebody fresh to win the Royal Rumble. And why not Liv next year? But... because she's damn near going to come back by Rumble now anyway. So I definitely think, I'm going to say it right now, Liv for the Rumble win for 2026 for the women's side. Which I think will be the first night, the first time they're going to have 2-night Royal Rumble starting next year. So, yeah. That's Raw. I wish that was Raw. Goldberg returned, and he's going to be facing Gunther. My worst fears have been confirmed. Let me say something. I like Goldberg. I loved Goldberg in 1998, and a little bit his 2003 run before they fucked up and made him lose the Elimination Chamber and started having him wear wigs with gold dust and have a shitty match at WrestleMania 20. Okay. His first 2003 run was not that good. He had his redemption match at Mania with Brock Lesnar, that sub 5-minute match, which was one of the best sub 5-minute matches you ever see. It was everything it needed to be, just a fucking just destruction match, all right? So he had his moments during his second run, okay? He had good ones and he had really bad ones, like the match with Undertaker, obviously. But then you had matches like with him and Brock at Mania, the Survivor Series match, and the match with Dolph Ziggler, okay? Then, of course, you had the match with The Fiend, which I certainly hope history doesn't repeat itself when he faces Gunther for the world title. But I truly don't believe anybody wants to see Goldberg at all in 2025, let alone defeat Gunther. And like I said last week, what purpose does this match serve? If Gunther wins, okay, he beat a broken 60-damn-year-old Goldberg. If Goldberg wins, it's going to piss a lot of fans off again, like when he beat The Fiend and when he beat Kevin Owens. So why would you fuck up 3 times? That's all I'm going to say about it. I like Goldberg, but I do not want to see this. I will not be watching that match. I am not happy for that match. And I'm ready for Gunther to face somebody else. Like, is Ilya healed yet? Jesus. Anyway, NXT. We're going to just talk about the thing that stood out the most to me. They fucked up Jordynne Grace's thing. Let's just say it. They fucked up her thing. 2 things stood out to NXT with me. One of them's going to be the thumbnail for this episode of Dog's Day. Let's do another Rose and a Thorn, right? An Adam Rose and a Kevin Thorn. We go do that. We go call it an Adam Rose and a Kevin Thorn from now on. When we got a good and a bad thing. The Adam Rose was the thumbnail for this picture, the stupid-ass picture of Trick Williams with him, Joe Hendry, and Santana, and him being their son. Them being his sons, with him and a big-ass cigar in his face. Trick has comedic potential. He doesn't even try to be funny, but he's funny. Like, with the rap videos and his captions and shit like that. Trick is hilarious. And I could tell, like, some of that comedic talent from Joe Hendry rubbed off on him. So that's going to be the picture of the thumbnail. Him sunning all the TNA wrestlers they beat for the championship and what have you, and defended the championship against. But we got that. And then the Kevin Thorne, it's like I said, they fucked up Jordan Grace's theme. I guess the word is that they didn't want her theme to sound too much like Brian Breaker's. And I'm like, wait, she had theme for Brian Breaker? And they just pick and choose what they want people to have similarly to each other. Like, you can have the same finisher. How many people use a spear? Between Jay, Roman, Braun, Charlotte, even Kyrie uses a spear. How many people use a spear in wrestling? It's finishers, right? But we don't want... It's not like if the Royal Rumble happened. Like, I was listening to somebody earlier, and they said, I think it was What Culture, and they were saying that acid test for themes is the Royal Rumble, and I couldn't agree more, right? It's not like if fucking Jordan Grace came out in the Women's Royal Rumble, people are going to immediately think, Brian Breaker's going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble too? Or the vice versa. Jordan Grace is in the Men's Royal Rumble? Even though she could very well be a woman competitor in it because she's got the size and the believability to be in it. It's not like fans are going to think that. But now you got to have some generic shit. And during the match, her match, there were actual Fire Death Rebel chants. And the word is that once their contract expires, it won't be getting renewed. I think you should just fire them sons of bitches. They're terrible. Who you hire in their place is what we have to think about. Are you going to bring the CFO money back? Are you going to bite the bullet and bring back Jim Johnston? Which I think GTA 6 would be out before they do that. Because I don't know what beef they have with Jim Johnston. Like, this guy was the best thing to ever happen to music and wrestling, and you don't want to bring him back because petty political bullshit. And maybe Jim has this complex of perfectionist where it's like you could tell when in his few interviews where he's like, he pontificates a lot. And that can annoy people sometimes. But I would just bear with it because the music is in desperate need in WWE. That and the fact that they change people's themes up every week. There's somebody that seems to have a thing where if it's not broke, don't fix it. But some people in the company are like, no, it's not broken. I'm going to fuck with it anyway. Like, now they're wanting to have, like, Metro Boomin come and do things for people. And it's like, we don't need a Metro Boomin Seth thing. Seth's theme is already over. He's had, like, 3 or 4 different over themes. Like a Christian, like a Chris Jericho, like Edge. Seth has yet to have a bad theme. So why are you messing with something that does not need to be messed with? Is what I'm saying. His theme is fine. Braun's theme, they've meddled with numerous times. His theme is fine. Jacob Fatu's theme is fine. Leave shit alone. You know what I mean? Like, work on some of these people who, when they come out, we're like, who? Like Conan. Focus on those things. Fix those things. But anyway, that's my Adam Rose and my Kevin Thorne for NXT. Now, after that, AEW really wasn't much for me this week. They had, like, their Only thing with AEW wise is that Sasha won like a 27th championship. I think she won some CMLL championship. And I can't keep track of all these belts Sasha has or Mercedes has. I just know that that's my girl. And I will always put her over because she actually was very nice to me. Because, you know, the reputation precedes her as far as how she treats fans and how she looks at fans and things like that. And they say don't meet your heroes. Sasha is like my favorite of the four horsewomen. I don't really care for Charlotte because of her selling and her just selfishness when it comes to like making her opponents look good when they're performing moves on her. Like she's great at performing her moves other than that moonsault. But when it comes to like her selling's terrible. She can have a good match when she wants to, like she did with Trish or Tiffany or even Rhea. But when she doesn't care, she will not sell for you. She will make your moves look like shit. So Charlotte's like the bottom for me. But Sasha, and I would say Becky and Bayley kind of switched second and third for me. I like Bayley most when she was a hugger. And she was a heel when she first turned heel and she had the ding-dong thing, just the goofy haircut, the soccer mom haircut. But Mercedes is my number one, especially because when I had my first time meeting her, my only time meeting her so far, she was very nice to me. Gave me a hug, smiled, didn't look at me like I stunk or anything like that. Very buoyant. And I still have my figure of her in my closet. It's when she had the triple threat match with her and I think Becky. I forget what Mania it was, but it's a triple threat match to crown the new Raw Women's Champion. And so it's like it had to be WrestleMania 33 or something like that, or 32, right? And it's the match where she had the Eddie Guerrero tribute attire. I got signed by her. She was nice to me. So I'm always going to be pro Mercedes Moné or pro Sasha. And if she want to be the women's Ultimo Dragon me, then I'm for it. Win as many championships as you want to, but don't get to the law of diminishing returns where it's like, okay, now she's basically Mil Mascaras and does no yob, not putting anybody over. Because I think she's yet to lose a match in AEW. She's lost titles outside of AEW. Some of those other championships she's won, but she's yet to do one in AEW. So I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen between her and Toni Storm because, again, my favorite women in AEW are Toni, Megan Bayne, Mercedes, Harley Cameron, Athena, and from a wrestling standpoint, I like Serena Deeb and Deonna Purrazzo because they're submission masters. And I love, like I said, you guys need to go watch compilations of like women and their finishers. These women come up with some of the most unique submission moves you will ever see. I'm talking like damn near could put Zack Sabre Jr. to shame. Some of the shit that these women wrestlers come up with. So I love women submission wrestlers like Deonna Purrazzo and fucking Serena Deeb. They need to just be a tag team if they aren't already because they're barely ever featured. I mean, we saw like last week or a couple of weeks of videos of Dog's Day where she joked about being on TV in a picture-in-picture, and lo and behold, she was in a picture-in-picture on AEW TV. It was hilarious. They need to do better with her, and I don't know if they like, because I know she has like a, you know, like her weight fluctuates a lot, and that's something very sensitive to women. So I don't know if they like being dicks about it, and that's why they don't show her on TV. She could fucking wrestle, you know, like, I don't know. You just got to be very careful with what you say about women's appearance and body shaming and whatnot. I'm trying to be careful myself because I like Deonna Purrazzo. So those are my favorite women in AEW. And outside of the Hurt Business thing, which to me is kind of falling back because, well, MJF is in there now. And it's like, okay, well, he's there now. The only other thing that stood out to me is he had a match with Mystico. He took his mask off. And Mystico came out with a mask reminiscent to when he was Sin Cara in WWE, a blue and gold mask. So, it was pretty cool. I mean, the whole thing was, it was like I forget the name of the show, but I know it's like a CMML type show this past week on ML or AEW. So, that's all I got for AEW, other than, shit, I still cannot wait till that Ospreay figure, that Okada figure comes out. Next month is my birthday, so I'm trying to see, because I fuck with ringside a lot. I'll be pretty current with the firm. I'm trying to see if how I want to go about it. Do I want to buy all my AEW figures wish list, or do I want to buy my Ultimate Elite figure, wish list? Knock out one thing in one fell swipe. That's the cool part about a firm. Like, you could take someone's $200 and do like a 6-month, 3-month payment plan and just boom. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what I want to do yet in that regard. But I got some AEW figures I want to get up in there, and they just take so long to bring out their fucking figures. And in a way with figures right now, I'm kind of making a rare George decision where I'm like quantity over quality. Because I always talk to you guys about the Storm Arena figures and how I've yet to receive my Street Fighter 3 Ryu and Ken figures. And they just recently unveiled the Sagat. And the Chun-Li can't be that far away, because that is my ultimate Chun-Li. I've always wanted a good Chun-Li figure since I've seen the Street Fighter 2 movie, which I probably shouldn't have been watching at my age, because they showed her nude in there. And that made me a huge Chun-Li fan. It fucked me up. Like, I seen shit that I should not have seen between Mortal Kombat and playing Grand Theft Auto and Street Fighter 2, and, which is low-key, had ecchi anime up in it with that scene. Seen a lot of shit that I shouldn't have seen when I was younger. So that made me like Chun-Li, and then Sable was on WWE in the Attitude Era. Like, I got exposed to some shit as far as as a heterosexual man very early in life. So, and then you got Xena Warrior Princess. It's just a lot of scantily clad women I seen when I was younger. But my actual ideal look for Chun-Li is her alpha attire, and I cannot wait for that figure to come out. So they're going to be showing that off next, but the thing is it's taking forever and a day for them to ship. So, in a very rare move for me, I chose quantity over quality and just said, fuck it. Because I went to GameStop and they had the fucking M. Bison figure up in there. I'm like, wow, that's really nice. I always wanted an M. Bison figure. And Storm got an M. Bison figure coming out too, but it's the regular scale. It's not the Storm Arena one. I'm going to be buying that too, but I'm like, well, shit. Jada's pumping out their Street Fighter figures way more consistently and faster than Storm Collectibles is. So, we got a tariff situation going on where they're at a fair price right now between China and U.S. And by the time you motherfuckers release these things, the tariffs go back up to the same price. So I said, fuck it. And I bought all of them. I got Guile, I got Ken, I got Ryu, I got Chun-Li, I got Fei Long, and I got M. Bison. And if you're putting out your shit quicker, more than likely people are going to buy your shit over the person that has a better quality, but they're taking forever to bring it out. So, sometimes people just want what they could get right then and there. Even the same thing with an iPhone. I'm eligible to get a 16 Pro, right? And I want a terabyte, but the stores don't have it. So it's like, well, fuck. Where can I go to get the terabyte in a store? None of the stores have it. So it's like, well, fuck. I guess I'm just either going to have to order it and get it in 3 business days, or I'm just not going to have it right now. Wait till the 17 come out. I don't know. But I say all that to say, fuck, Jazzwares. Get your shit together on the AEW side. You're doing real good with the Street Fighter figures, but get your shit together on the AEW side. Where's the Okada figure? Where are any AEW figure pictures. Like, since you last showed us at the last Comic-Con, where are any of your figures at? Like, there have been whole Supreme series you've shown us off and been canceled since then. Like, we never got those Supreme Young Bucks. That got canceled. People are clamoring for the Supreme Will Ospreay. We haven't heard anything on that. So they need to get their shit together. Like, I'm a big fan of all this shit. I love the figures. I love the Funko Pops. I love the games. We go talk about the games in just a little bit. It's just, you got to communicate with your fan base. Like, people want these things. Communicate with us. And some people do it right. I know we can't get everything we ask for. Like, Triple H is like, we don't cater to the internet fans. Clearly, you hear us. Unless, if you didn't, Truth wouldn't be back. So, clearly, somebody cares. But we're not going to get everything. Because some people want Carlito back. And he didn't get brought back like Truth did. Like, they're not going to give us everything. Like, they gave us Asuka's thing back, but they also gave us Sheamus' thing and then took it away. So, they give and they take. WWE's a very give and take company. Like, you had to have known they wanted to make Punk look like a fucking hypocrite by sending him to Saudi Arabia. And they're kind of loosely alluding to him, like, having to do something he doesn't want to do to get what he has to get from John Cena, the championship match. It's like, hey, like, you know, you said you wouldn't do this, but now you want this title shot. Well, guess what? You got to go through Saudi Arabia to get it. And they don't want to rock that boat with that relationship with Saudi Arabia. And mentioning that, hey, Punk accepted this blood money, which he said he wouldn't do, to take this title shot. So you kind of got to know, like, hey, he really doesn't want to do that, but, you know, they're kind of hammering it to him to make him do it. So, anyway, where do we continue from here? So, SmackDown-wise, because it's after NXT, the only thing I would recommend you guys see from SmackDown, see the promo. I'm going to link it. See the promo between Jacob Fatu and Solo. Okay? It was really good. But we didn't get Jacob submitting to Solo at all. Jacob actually was like, hey, won't you fight me for this U.S. championship? And then the coolest part about it, most intriguing part, is that, for one, they still making J.C. Mateo, Jeff Cobb, look kind of like a scrub. He's not really getting a lot of offense in. That guy is a fucking good wrestler, too. You need to see his work as Matanza and Lucha Underground, right? After him and Solo attacked Jacob, it was actually Jimmy Uso who came and made the save for one Jacob Fatu. And they kind of looked at each other like, oh, I'm helping you? You're helping me? So it's going to be cool to see what they do with that. And where they go with it. Maybe the next Bloodline feud will be the Usos versus Solo, Hikuleo, or the very original Tala Tonga name they're going to be giving him, and JC Mateo. Which, in a perfect world, would be the three Usos, Solo Sikoa, Baby Uso, and Jimmy and Jay versus, you know, Hikuleo, JC, and Jacob. And then maybe you could have like the OG bloodline versus like the new bloodline. You know, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, JC Mateo, Hikuleo, and Jacob versus, you know, Roman, the Usos, Solo, and maybe Sammy. But we don't know where it going with any of this right now. Roman has still not come back. I think both of the Gorillas of Destiny are on the shelf right now. So we just go see where this unfolds when it comes back. But you need to see the promo, just out of curiosity of seeing where they're going to go with Jimmy and Jacob. Jacob's a full-blown babyface at this point. They're running with it. That's a good thing. It's good to see that they're running with his momentum. But the real thing that made SmackDown worth watching was the John Cena CM Punk promo, more so John Cena promo, and just how they almost completely borrowed from what happened 15 years ago. Oh, I would say 14 years ago now, 2011 in June. From even R-Truth being involved and a table being involved. They just basically switched Cena with Punk. Punk went through a table this time. He's landing a table, and R-Truth is a babyface. So it's just super parallel universe, right? And Cena is just, he gave Punk. So I think Punk interfered and helped Truth. And there was a funny interaction between Aleister Black and Truth in the back. And I said on Instagram, I'm like, man, how long, if Damian Priest didn't intervene, I wonder how long Aleister Black and R-Truth will have stayed staring at each other. Before Aleister Black called him Ron, and he called Black. But there was a funny interaction there. I would say watch that too. So let me see, write that down. Black and Truth to link. So Punk interfered, I believe, to help Truth, and Punk ended up getting an AA through a table by Cena. And Cena gets on top of the top turnbuckle and delivers his version of CM Punk's pipe bomb. He said he's the biggest bullshitter. He said Punk is the biggest bullshitter. He said that he has had more stance changes than Cena's had shirts. Like Punk to switch up his stance on things more than times than Cena's had t-shirts. This is what really made the crowd go crazy. When Punk gave a shout to Colt Cabana, Cena instead gave a Punk out, and you guys see the double entendre in this, to Claudio Castagnoli, which really made people go crazy because we know he's talking about Cesaro. Matt Cardona, Matt, and Nick Nemeth. But we really know that was his way of saying Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, who Punk obviously has beef with. That's what really made it stand out. And then, of course, the other things he quoted, like, as you sit there in the worst pain, most uncomfortable pain I hope you've ever felt. And, things like that. You just got to see it. It was amazing. It's about 15 minutes. And, yeah, it was crazy. I'm definitely going to link you that. You got to see it. Some are saying that's his best promo ever. Some have even saying that it's better than the pipe bomb itself. I like debate. So if you want to say it's better than the pipe bomb or it's seen as best, I think it's definitely his best one since he's turned heel. Because he's had quite a few good ones. He had the ones with Cody. But this right here took the cake. The first heel one was good. But this is really good. He needed this promo. He needed this. He's even acknowledging the fans like they were cheering him. Like he was the babyface. And I think at some point they agreed him being the best. And he's like, you see, they get it. Or something like that. He's like, you see? They understand. It was an amazing promo. I can't quote it enough, probably because I don't remember lines very well. But you got to go see that. If you don't see shit else from SmackDown, see that Cena promo. Other than that, only other thing I got to say about anything wrestling related is this week, if you play WWE 2K25, the Dunk of Destruction pack is coming out. It contains 3 people that we actually care about, and 2 we don't. And I think we stand in unison. I think the consensus of, is we don't care about 2 of these people out of 5. So it's going to contain Abyss, kind of in his right before he turned into the biggest Hulk Hogan fan in the world look. We got the black hoodie, and he doesn't have the mask that's covering his mouth. Like, you could see his mouth. Maybe it was Chris Parks himself who said that's the look he wanted to go with. Because I would prefer early TNA Abyss, where he's got, like, the mouth covered. But they gave him, like, the brown hoodie look. So it's not his early TNA or TNA Impact video game look. But we know, like, with mods and stuff like that, they're going to make a lot of shit possible, right? He's in the game. We got Great Khali. And we have Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal was actually interesting. And my first thing, obviously, is going to be making him a team with Omos. Now I have use with Omos in the game. Him and Shaq being basically, like, fucking have the championships 3 years tag team. Nobody could stop them, and that was a real life tag team in real life. So I'm gonna make them a tag team in the game. Khali had moves before he went to WWE. Like, he could do power bombs and shit. He was moving a lot more faster. Like, when he was in New Japan and stuff like that. But I guess. And then you have, like I said, Abyss. The other 2 people, I think Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson, I don't really care. One of them has many men, though, as their entrance thing. That shit is insane. Like, we got Many Men by 50 Cent in a WWE game before GTA 6. Now, I don't know if it's a clean version or the dirty version. It being in the game at all is just crazy. And if you could select it for, like, your wrestlers or, like, and things like that, because I know they kind of, like, and you got it on PC, you could get around it. But for the longest, like, I know on the consoles, like, when they first had Cody in the game, you couldn't select Kingdom for anybody but Cody. Or, like, code of personality for anybody but Punk. But on PC, you could do whatever you want. So to have many men in a game and be able to, like, give it to other, superstars, of course, if you have, like, the Gun Club, Austin and Colt in your game, be it calls or if you got mods of them, and you can give them that theme, that's dope. That's super fucking dope. Or if you want to just create a fucking 50 Cent mod, that's fucking dope. Because some people really do it. Like, some people are, like, determined to, like, create their own Def Jam Vendetta in the WWE game. And why the fuck not? We've had rappers in the game. We've had Post Malone in the game, MGK. We were supposed to have Travis Scott. Everybody knew he was going to be the celebrity, but Travis Scott's kind of an asshole. Nobody cares. The guy's an asshole. Let's be real. But we've had MGK. We've had fucking Fred Durst. We've had Post Malone. We've had Bad Bunny. What other rapper did we have in? I can't think. That's 3 right there. So it's not out of the realm of possibility of creating, like, your own Def Jam Vendetta with these games. And one thing about that is I've noticed nobody ever does mods for Fight for New York or Def Jam Vendetta. We've had people do all these mods and ROMs of like virtual pro wrestling and No Mercy and even World Tour. WCW versus the World or versus NWO World Tour has had like mod makeovers. But nobody ever does it for New York or Def Jam Vendetta with like the contemporary rappers, you know? So, and then you got AI. So like, why the fuck not? I don't know. I just noticed that. But anyway, we're an hour in. This concludes Dog's Day, and I really hope that you liked it. But if you don't, if you hate it, hey, you could like it, you could dislike it, you could hate it. But one thing's for sure, you got to learn to live with it. Peace, guys.